Alright guys, impatience got the better of me and I figured what the heck, why not? I just finished making the video that I uploaded, the comparison video, and decided it's time to open it up and take a look inside. So my main goal really is to see if this glass is replaceable because I want to get this scratch out of there. So let's just go ahead and take a peek. See if this fits. Okay. Okay, takes a while to get this dialed in, but let's, oh man, it's on there pretty good. Man, folks at Casio don't mess around. It's probably one of the tightest. One of the tightest cases I've had. Oh my gosh, that is really on there, man. Wow. Well, this is no joke, man. I was hoping not to scratch it, but I scratched it. Shoot. Okay. That's part of the game. But man, this thing is on there. Really on there. I'm going to find something to hold this case down. So let me get some more tools. Okay, the holder I have actually is not big enough to accommodate this watch, so I'll try this again. Man, guys, this is no joke, man. I've opened up lots of watches. This is by far the most tightly closed watch I've come across. Man, they seal this thing forever. Alright, I gotta find something to help me here. Okay, my last chance here. I can't find anything big enough to like accommodate holding this, so I'm gonna try to brace myself. My fingers, because it eats into my fingers, and try one more time. If this doesn't work, I might have to go put it in some clamps or something in the garage. All right, let's try this. Okay, this is just not coming out. This is by far the most tightly closed watch I've encountered. I mean, what the heck? Are we supposed to heat this thing up? Okay, and this watch almost defeated me here. I actually had to go in the garage and put it in like a clamp to hold it, and then I finally got it open. So this is by far the toughest watch I've ever worked on, that I actually had to resort to such extremes, but we got it. I almost called it quits and said we'll just live with the scratch, but we don't do that here. All right. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so far, pretty G-Shock-esque. There's the movement. So pretty much, you know, typical G-Shock movement inside. I was curious to see if it was going to be built like a tank, like it was on the outside, but pretty standard. Actually, looks like this is the movement. There we go. always want to be very kind of gingerly with these things because everything is so delicate that bend very easily. Okay, there's the movement. Let's put that off to the side. And now onto the crystal. So this is what holds it in place. So I think if I can take the buttons out, I could maybe take off. All right, let me see how these buttons, usually it's some kind of a clamp. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay. I'm a little nervous about this because these are just compression fit. You kind of see right there. I don't know if you can capture that, but they're compression fit, and if I pry, they might just pop off. Yeah, I don't see a easy way. Actually, this is where it would be helpful to have something that expands. So I can like open this clamp up a little bit. I'm hoping if I can use 2 pair of tweezers, if I can get it off. Oh, maybe it worked. Let me see. Something popped. Actually, let me take the gasket off. Thought maybe I heard something pop, but I think it was just my tweezers slipped off. Let's try that again. Oh, I think I got it. Yes, success. Okay. No idea how I'm going to get it back on, but it's a start. So now I was going to memorize that these go like that. I have no idea where that button went though, where the clamp for it went. No way it could have fallen out, so it's got to be, I think, just behind the... Let's try this one now. Okay. Came off as well. That one's kind of stuck at the bottom. There it is. Actually, what's interesting is I don't see any. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was looking for the solar springs. Oh, there it goes right there. It was out of my view. Oh my gosh. It's all going to come off in one piece. So we are going to be able to sapphire this guy up. Okay, so I got to take this off. Alright, so we've got to remember what the pattern is like. So I'm going to make a quick mark here. I know this is where the top goes. Just so I don't forget. Makes things a little easier putting it back together. And there is our solar charger. And there are the clamps right there. Get those. No idea how I'm going to put these back on though, I gotta be honest. Alright, well there's the crystal, but herein lies the problem. If I replace the crystal, I'm going to lose the printing. So that is no, darn it. But otherwise, this looks like a pretty much standard crystal swap. But I don't know. Is it worth giving up the printing? Let me just measure it just to see kind of what we're working with here. Looks like about a 31-inch crystal. Not sure how thick it is. I'm just curious to see if I have any 31 inches. I'm a little nervous because, judging by the fact how aggressively tight the crown was, I'm kind of curious about the crystal now, but I want to check something. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm curious to see if any of my old spare crystals are 31. Here. This is actually from the SKX. Ooh, close, but a little too big. Although, obviously, yeah, that's too big. Darn, I thought maybe I had a 31-incher on hand, but I don't. It's actually one more I can try. This is from a turtle. I actually never got around to installing it, but let me just see. Same. Alright. So I have to order one. But to do that, I would need to remove that one to measure it. Which I don't know what to do. I mean, I do like the printing on it, but I don't know. Yeah, the scratch on this is pretty deep. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do here. Part of me wants to, and part of me doesn't. But I'm actually just more nervous about how it's installed in there, making sure that it's not some unique way that I haven't dealt with before, but let's go for it. All right, let me first do a part inventory here, make sure I put all these tiny parts in there. Still don't know how I'm going to get this back on. I'm one short, but I think, yeah, I'm one short. Did one stay on the button? Well, that's no good. How am I one short? All right, I am back. So unfortunately, somehow I did lose one of those tiny little, like, what do I call it? Like a gasket, not a gasket, but like a pin that keeps the pins from falling out. But I was able to extract one out of this watch to reuse. And so this watch has paid for itself in dividends in parts, because in one of my earlier videos, I lost a spring and I cannibalized it from this watch as well. So this watch officially is paid for itself in dividends in parts, because that's where I was able to extract things. So back to kind of the dilemma here about whether or not to remove the crystal. I'm still torn because I do like the writing on it, and I was hoping maybe it was like a sticker on the back, but it's not like not an easy thing to do. So decisions. The other part about this is that it's also got the kind of the instructions, so mode, adjust, reverse, forward, so it's kind of a big deal. So I think, as much as I hate it, I think I'm gonna have to leave it, because it's just, I think it'll just look too bad without it. So in the end, unfortunately, we are not going to be doing a crystal swap, but hopefully you can kind of got a chance to see how to disassemble and kind of how it looks inside. So I'm going to go ahead now, probably give us a quick cleaning inside here, and then start putting it all back together. I don't know if I'm going to film it, because putting those cotter pins back on is going to be a chore, and I'm going to have to kind of focus hard. So, but you gotta get the idea. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and unfortunately this was not going to be a sapphire modification video, just because it's too hard with the print. But now that I have this out, I don't know, should it become a new polarizer? But no, I kind of like how it looks, so I'm not going to mess with it. Alright, so that's it for this one. I'm going to get this thing put back together, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, so that this video won't be a complete loss. I figured as long as I have it out. Let's try our luck at buffing it out with a little poly watch. Let's see here. Coming actually pretty good. Just try a little more. I was gonna say I have some car compound too if this doesn't work, but let's see what it looks like now. I think it helped a little bit, but let me try to focus on these kind of smaller ones. It's not really doing much. I'm not sure the poly watch is really aggressive enough. I mean, it seemed like it helped a tiny bit, but I can still see most of it there. I think it helped out maybe a little bit, but didn't certainly eliminate it. Unfortunately, I think this top scratch is just too deep. I think I can work on getting this bottom one a little bit more, but I think I can focus on getting that one out a little bit more, but that top one is more of a gash. I'm gonna try some car compound here. That might be too much. This is gonna spray a lot, so I need something to catch the spray. Okay. Make a makeshift. It's gonna throw a bunch of spray. Yeah, put too much. But let's give this a whirl. Okay, I'm back. So this is really the best I could do. As you can see, it's still there. It just kind of made them a little smaller. So I don't know. I'd say it took maybe it removed maybe like 30% of the scratches, but the big kind of ones are still there. So that's the best we can do with buffing it. I try as much as I can, but they're just too deep. So I'm going to get this watch reassembled, and then I'll come back once it's all ready to go. All right, I was able to get the solar panel back in and the buttons. So the buttons actually ended up being really easy to put back in. I did lose one of the cotter pins, or whatever you call it. I lost one during the disassembly, and then one during assembly, like sprung on my tweezers, but I used two from a different watch and they work just fine. So these have the original and these have the one, but they're both in there pretty good, not going to come out. So that's pretty much it. So so far, not kind of pretty simple. So now I'm going to put the movement back in, and that's it for this one. Alright guys, I've got it all assembled. All the buttons are working, but you still see the scratch is there. So I've got one more trick up my sleeve. I am going to apply a tempered glass screen protector over it. Should be a perfect fit. I just happen to have this lying around. But I'm not just going to put that on there. I am also going to, let's see if I have a smaller one. Just the same size. It's the same size. But what I'm also going to do is actually apply some glue in the hopes that the glue will fill in these cracks and make it appear, not crack, I'm sorry, scratch. It will make it appear scratch free. Now I've done this with phones before with success, so I am hoping to replicate that success with this watch. First thing we gotta do is really give this a good clean, get all the oil and all the stuff I was trying to use to get the scratches off. A nice clean surface. And then what I'm going to do is apply some of this, and then apply the screen protector, and hoping that it creates a scratch-free surface. I've done this with phones before, when I've cracked some phone screens, and applying this glue along with like a glass screen protector eliminates a lot of the cracks, if not all of them, depending on how big they are. So I'm hoping to replicate that here. Just need to make sure I got it all cleaned. Okay. So we have that. Let's get some dust off. And let's apply some glue. Don't need a lot. That's actually too much, but it's okay. it'll come off the sides and no big deal. And then you just take the screen protector off. Make sure you don't get any bubbles like I just did, but hopefully it'll come out. See what I mean? You can't. Damn it, I got a bubble in there though. I got rid of the scratches, but I got a tiny bubble in there. You gotta be kidding me. But they completely get rid of the scratches though, which is the goal. But this damn bubble, I'm gonna try to see if I can push it out the side, because I do have extra glue in here. Yes, alright, got rid of the bubble. Sweet. So now we just gotta let some of the excess glue come out, and then we're gonna hit it with a UV light, and we should be done. So gotta put something heavy on it to kind of apply some pressure. What do we have that's about that size and heavy that I could have readily available here? Okay, so I put a little bit of a weight on it, and now we're going to hit it with a UV light to freeze it in place, and then take the weight off. And this should seal it in place. And the scratch should be gone if all goes well. Now let's really... Alright, so I'm going to leave that on there for a couple minutes, and I'm going to put the watch together, and then we'll look at the final product. Okay, and we are finished. So you can kind of see that the scratch is virtually invisible now. So my trick worked. I guess I probably should have done that instead of spending all this time trying to buff it out, but now I know. So now it's kind of a win-win, right? Because it blocked that obnoxious scratch, and now it'll prevent new ones because I got the screen protector on. So that's pretty much it. So wasn't what I was hoping it would turn out. You know, I wanted that sapphire crystal, but in the end it is what it is. I still got a win out of it, and the scratch is gone after, you know, a little back and forth. So yeah, long video. If you made it this far, thank you. And I will catch you on the next one.